Folks, why are buyers and sellers still falling for this? I'll get into that and then the latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham region for week ending September 18th, 2024. What is it that people are still falling for? Sold over asking. It's so funny to me. How you hear it advertised on the radio, in media, sold. You'll see it. You come by a for sale sign and it'll say sold over asking. What does that even mean if you don't know the context? Well, I know the context if I look up any of those, and some of those are properties that we either tried to buy or this or that. I know the history on some of these. It makes no sense. I'll give you an example. There was one property. It started at 1.8. Then price went down to 1.7. Then about 1.6. Then it went down to 1.4 with an offer date, and it sold. Yes, it sold over asking. It was in a span of about 4 months, from 1.8 listed at 1.4, eventually sold over asking. There's a big sign on the for sale sign, sold over asking. I'm thinking, how does the seller feel as they leave their house every morning, they walk down their driveway and they see the realtor bragging sold over asking, and the seller knows they started at 1.8 and they came down to 1.4. And yeah, it sold over asking by a little bit, not even by a lot. It's not like the price went back up to 1.8. It's still in the 1.4 and change range. But it's like, what is that? How does that even make sense? Or I've seen other properties where we know the seller lost. When I say lost, I mean below their cost. They bought it, did some rentals, now they tried to sell, and the price is sold for, they're probably losing $250,000, $300,000. There's a big sign. Sold over asking. How does the seller feel leaving their house every morning knowing they lost $200,000, $300,000 and their realtor's bragging that, hey, I sold it over asking? What does that even mean? Yet, I'm telling you, people still fall for it. I'll go to a listing appointment and the client I'm with, the seller, as we're going through the numbers and looking at the data, will say, oh, that home down the street sold over asking. Yeah, it did technically, but it sold for under what the other homes are selling for overall, or there was a big loss, or they tried to sell for months and months. Eventually, they dropped the price so low that it sold over asking. So, I'm not saying every sold over asking is like this. Some of them are legitimately where the realtor did such a great job and the home just attracted so many buyers and yeah, legitimately it was a good thing. But man, so many, they don't make sense. I almost see it as sarcasm, sold over asking, when you had to drop the price for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Anyways, that was my rant for today. I wanted to say that. If you think this video can help somebody don't fall for the sold over asking. It's not such a thing. If this video can help somebody please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Click up here or click the link in the description below. That's to my calendar, that link. Book a time that's convenient for you. We'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Folks, this show is about the data surrounding the detached property market across Peel and Durham region. But man, we've got a really, really nice townhouse for sale. Check out the video at the end of this video. Okay, so here's a quick summary. We're going to be focused on Mississauga, Brampton, and Durham prices. Again, just for detached properties. Overall, over the span of, I would say, a month, month and a half, looks like prices in this region are trending upwards slightly. We're going to start off with Mississauga for week ending September 18th. 40 detached properties were sold. Now I should say September 18th is the second full week of the fall market. In most areas, we are seeing sales kind of trending upwards right now. There's more activity going on. Not in every area. In York region, for example, we didn't really see that. But Toronto, Peel, that's what we're seeing. So for Mississauga, 40 detached properties were sold. 6 of those were at $2 million or more. Sales were trending down, but since the middle of August, actually, they kind of look like they're creeping up a little bit. And average sold price also looks like it's creeping up. We're now at $1,453,000. Now, 1,453 or anywhere in that vicinity in the 1.4 to the mid 1.4, still much lower than where we were previously in the year, where we were in the high 1.5 approaching 1.6, 1.4.5. It's way down from where we were earlier. 1,453,000 is 2% lower year over year. The median price is just a little bit higher than where we were this time a year ago. Rounded, there's basically a 0% change. The dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average. I've got 3 months on the board here. Average prices were trending down. Median prices were trending down, but somewhere mid-August, things turned around and it looks like average prices are starting to trend up again. 40 were sold, 23% sold at list price or more. 146 were listed. Active listings is climbing. We're now at 742 active listings. Months of inventory down a little bit from the previous week, which kind of puts us in more of a balanced market. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about all of Mississauga for all detached property sales. Overall, it's a balanced market, but you are going to experience slightly different. You could experience a seller's market for certain properties in certain neighborhoods, in certain conditions, in certain price points. You could experience buyer's market in other neighborhoods where there's lots of properties for sale. It seems that there's more in one than the other. But overall, if we average it out, it's basically a balanced market. Here's Brampton. 46 detached properties were sold. In Brampton for a while now, we've not really seen any major change in sales. 46, it's pretty similar to what we've been doing since the beginning of May. Actually, May 1st, week ending, we sold 46 in 1 week. So 46 were sold. One of those was at $2 million or more. Average sold price really does look like it's climbing. Prior to, say, the beginning of August, average price trending down. Now, since the beginning of August, average price looks like it's trending upwards. 1,225,000 is 3% higher than where we were this time last year. The median price is 2% lower. We had 1 week where average and median were really high, so let's take that as an outlier and get rid of that. It would still show average prices and median price trending upwards. 46 were sold, 30% sold at list price or more. That percentage is starting to climb. Listings, quite a bit of listings. The previous week, 225 were listed in 1 week. This week, week ending September 18th, 224 were listed. That is causing active listings to really climb. We're now at 976 active listings. Months of inventory, 4.9. It's at the board at the top end of a balanced going into a buyer's market. The fact that months of inventory is so high and prices seem to be trending up, it's kind of opposites. It shouldn't be. As months of inventory goes up, prices normally tend to come down. Here's Durham region. Now for Durham, I'm using Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby as my Durham sample. 47 detached properties were sold. 2 of those were at $2 million or more. Sales were trending down for a couple of weeks now. Looks like maybe starting to climb a bit. Average sold price is $1,135,000. Average price was trending down. I put a question mark because for a little while there, we were each week, just under 1.1 million. But now we're at 1135. Is that a trend? Are we going to start seeing it go up, or is this a once off? Well, we need a few more weeks to figure that out. Compared to last year, 1135 is 4% lower year over year. The median price is 6% lower. You look at the dotted line, kind of looks like it's flat, maybe trending down. We don't know what's happening now with this last week that I just mentioned. 47 were sold, 26% sold at list price or more. Actually, if I go back, that percentage selling at list price or more has been for a while now trending down. 119 were listed. Active listing, 493. Months of inventory, it's one of the lowest in all of the GTA at 2.4 months of inventory. Here's a quick summary of months of inventory compared to last year. I know lots of people sometimes will, oh, what's going on a year ago? It's just for informational purposes only to see how things have changed. But if you're looking to buy or sell, you're active in the market now, makes no difference what happened a year ago. The only thing that matters is what's going on right now. But a year ago, months of inventory for Mississauga was 4.1. We're pretty close. We're at 4.3 now. Brampton, 4.2. We're at 4.9. Ajax, Pickering, and Whitby, 2.6 a year ago. We're at 2.4 now. These are actually quite close months of inventories to where we were a year ago. When I do that same, looking back a year ago for other GTA areas, huge difference in months of inventory. Thanks for watching. Now check out the awesome townhouse we have for sale. The video's coming up. You're about to see 29 Oleana Way in Brampton. This is a large 4-bedroom townhouse over 2,300 square feet, and it still has room for a large office. It's a modern home, and the lot, big lot, backs onto a forest. Have a look.